A 16-year veteran of the Rockford Fire Department will take over as its next chief, beating out 13 other qualified candidates. WIFR reporter Alyssa Kelly talks with the new leader, Rebecca Tayo, who credits her successor for showing her the way up the ladder.
There are a lot of emotions.
But the newly appointed Rockford Fire Chief, Rebecca Tayo, says some emotions stick out more than others.
It's just this overwhelming sense of gratitude, very honored and humbled to be selected by the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners to be in this role and serve our community and our department.
Originally from Rockford, Tayo's journey took her to Western Illinois University, where she majored in kinesiology.
Been an athlete my whole life, and I went, into the kinesiology world in college, and so there was a good mix of being physical with basketball and being an athlete, and then having the, the science background.
But her father's friend thought she needed a new path and believed she fit the role of a firefighter perfectly.
That was probably a very special and pivotal moment in my life because it was the best decision I ever made was to apply for the Rockford Fire Department.
That was 2009. Tayo spent the next 16 years shifting through several positions. She now joins the list of what Rockford Mayor Tom McNamara calls a long history of incredible chiefs.
I think you're going to find someone who's innovative, someone who's a workhorse, and someone who's going to really serve all of us. Very proud.
I'm excited to pick up the baton and continue forward.
In Rockford, Alyssa Kelly, WIFR News.
Tayo will need to be sworn in, but marks today as her first day on the job.